The rules are on screen. Pause if you need to look at them, because they won't be on screen for long. I'm also making sure that when I do a thing, there's no scoreboard. There's no scoreboard, and I was trying to make it, put it on screen, but I guess I'll just do it by hand. That's perfectly fine, but we'll just get into the run. Also, just making sure that I don't have any mods on, because man, when I lampshade something in a previous video, I won't tell you which video that is, but I've already lampshaded something that I knew was going to happen to me, and it happened to me. But I'll try to keep track of the score as we get into Kathak, Knight Errant, All Perks, a Random Item, Ico, and this should be pretty cut and dry. We'll see, because if I somehow die to this, well, it'll likely be because of Knight Errant. Light, Strength, second Encounter, Dexterity, gosh dang it, second Mystery, and Charisma. We shouldn't need to worry about Charisma. We will see, though. And then we do, I'm gonna try to use consistent strats. I've done some off-recording runs with Quick Play, just as a practice. Unfortunately, didn't work out as well. I won't tell you why, because those were off-recording runs. But yeah, I'll get into it. So what I'm gonna do for the TV, I think what I'm gonna do for the TV is I will only check it twice, maybe 3 times. I could just, block the screen while I burn my eyes out, but that's not what we're gonna do. Painting, Kana, Mermaids, Nails, and Recluse. Kana we go. This is my thinking so it's not an interjectory We'll see. I'll take another look at the mysteries. Depends what my high threat levels are. I think I'm just gonna set them to full. No, school. I see school. I'm gonna do school. School and downtown are usually the just bread and butter if you don't know, like I do. For some reason, I don't remember all the... And I do, if you gave me the mysteries, but sometimes I forget what mysteries I have. And what ends up happening is I do not know where to put the police patrols. I will admit that readily. Not all the time, but if I see footage, bulletin, botanist, those are give me police patrols in those locations. Either in the forest or in the mansion. But otherwise... In my opinion, I think downtown and school are safe picks. I was about to say bulletin for some reason. Anyway, let's move onward. Nothing much else to say. Forgot. That was an before I read the chat. Let's get for the new unlock new part. Forgot to put Evil's unfair Doom events in the Nuzlocke. No, I will not put those. Yes, I know which events you're talking about. Those are not going in. This is going to be more vanilla style, and I think I'll just make videos or streams for other stuff. I think those will be good parallels, along other videos that I still have queued up that I have yet to do. Unfortunately, I never got to them. Oh my goodness, the interjectory but let me see here. So Ico fast, not fast runner, passive into 5 strength allows you to do things like this, on top of having the plush toy, so that's why I consider this run almost a non-issue. If I somehow die, it would mainly be my fault. But with Kana at our side as well, theoretically, I don't need the plush toy. That's a lot of mitigation, but I've already equipped it, so I can't unequip it. I keep seeing... People keep telling me to unequip items, but I swear, aside from just tossing the item away, as you can see, you can't really do anything with it. Unless, obviously, you replace it with another item, but I don't have another slot C item, obviously. Same thing with A, unless you throw it at someone or discard it. But obviously, you usually don't want to discard it. There are situations where it made sense, but this is not one of those situations. I'm going to grab funds here now. That way I basically, not bug out, but haha, you didn't take my funds away. As we proceed, 5 charisma? No, let's just grab funds. Failing still gives you funds, that's why I didn't mind it there. And let's immediately go grab Kana, because we can do ending A without the side quest here. Again, if nothing else, I want these streams and or videos, whatever comes out, to at least try to help or reinforce anyone's strategies, opinions about the game, whether that's against what I'm saying or for. Again, strat-wise, it'd be things like, when to brace, when to dodge, when to desperate action, how much you get out of a desperate action, and how much, non-strat-wise, what your opinions are on the game. So, moving on. Rioters doesn't really matter, usually. I heard a rumor a long time ago that it increases or allows for you to run into the Rioter enemy, but I don't know if that's true. Also, we have technically 2 boss mysteries. Do we have a third? No. Mermaids we can skip, painting we can skip, but I don't want to do mermaids into painting. I'm giving you my thought process. Because mermaids into painting, if I decide to burn... If we're not on Timeline B and we don't notice the face for Fort Doom, that leads into burns in painting, which is kind of bad. As I proceed to accidentally do the thing I'm practicing not to do. But then we have nails into recluse. Nails, I don't really... Well, might save... I'm thinking. Might save recluse for third, but... That won't change the fact that I have to sever this. And I think the boss will have 26 HP. So basically I need something to throw while taking a boatload of reason. New to the game, got it last night, skeptic player, but joined Nuzlocke like Pokemon, so it caught me out. Yep. So I am thinking of challenges. Obviously the challenges I used to do on True Blue, I'm still thinking, give me about 15 seconds. But you can do a lot of things with World of Horror. It is essentially... Buying World of Horror is essentially buying a board game. So, a TRPG that you can customize yourself, either through your own immersion or actually through gameplay and custom mysteries and enemies. I think I'm going to do nails now. I was calculating my Doom, because if I don't get... Painting, we're going to skip. So that's also going to be 6 Doom. So what I'm thinking is what my Doom is right now. Again, some players don't like that you have to memorize the game, but again, if that was the case, one of the very frequent comparisons I use is that if World of Horror is easy, then you should just go, compete in chess, because theoretically speaking, not that, obviously chess has more permutations and strategies than World of Horror, but you can see World of Horror as either a TRPG and or a chess game. So, my Doom is going to be at +6, because I'm not going to do ending A here. I could. Maybe I will. If I do, that saves me 6 Doom. Because I know in painting I'm going to get 6 Doom. Because I don't want to fight that boss. We're taking a lot of reason damage. Recluse's boss is a reason damage enemy. I think the real boss of Nails is an enemy. We're about to find... No, never mind. Actually, we don't have the schoolyard. So I'm going to get 6 Doom. So 6 Doom plus 6 Doom in painting plus... Perhaps 6 Doom in mermaids? I can do mermaids, though. I can even handcuff the one in mermaids. I can also handcuff the boss here. So, the question is really, do I want to handcuff this boss and use the novel on mermaids? Or do I want to burn the novel here on this mystery and use the handcuffs in mermaids? That is the real question. So, so this is not just dead air. So the reason why I'm being really conscious about that is because recently, some of them have, have the courage to leave their things. I'll just say this much. Some people have the courage to leave their things as is, and some people decide to, just run away and leave something else. And that's all I'll say about that. So we'll just take some luck. I think I'm gonna burn the inspiring... No, we're gonna go for the handcuffs. If we're gonna take the Doom hit, we're gonna go for handcuffs and hope we don't run into as many bad encounters here. Unfortunately, that's not the best. I did forget my lighthouse checks. That's something that I will frequently forget, but so long as but could also be an interjectory phrase. But as long as we manage our resources, we might be just fine. Again, we're Ico. I consider Ico top tier objectively. Well, Ica above that, but in an average vacuum of runs, maybe Ica. Ica's definitely a safe pick. If you're a new player, just pick Ico until you really have a grasp of the game. And then you can do whatever you want. Will I handcuff this boss? I have yet to level up too. Also, I still need to take Recluse. I would like something to throw that does a lot of damage. I should have added that part in before I got the rock ring. The strength isn't bad either, but I'm already using the plush toy. The thing about Recluse is that it's being mitigated by both Kana and the plush toy, which is why I'm not as scared of bosses, and why Aiko is also a better character than most. But yeah, once you understand the game, especially on a non-Harbinger difficulty, you can have some fun playing around with strats. On Harbinger, obviously, you might be inclined to be pushed more towards safer strats, I guess, if you're really looking at the math. If you're not, you can do certain other things, but in Harbinger, playing more efficiently does usually help out. If all of my videos, if you can manage through what I'm saying in-game as I proceed to not dodge, question mark? Basically what you see on screen is mostly consistent, although I am Aiko. And as Aiko, we could just do more ending A's than we think we can. Zeal might allow us to push a threshold, but I'm gonna play it safe and increase knowledge. I should also check the lighthouse now. I'm pretty sure I forgot my second encounter, which I did. Second, dexterity, strength, light, and charisma. So coughing blood is really hurting me here. If I want to get an extra 6 stamina. I might not need to, but we'll see, because I'm going to take Recluse now. We might take Mermaids after, so in case we need to rest. If not, I may do painting. Depends on how hurt I am. Unfortunately, with my... Oh no! The Aiko's plush toy is reducing luck! And then I roll an 11. This here did kind of matter, because coughing blood. I would have had 7 dexterity, but you get the point. I didn't get ending A on nails? No, because you need to do the side quest, and the side quest allows you to fight the true final boss, which I believe is an Eldritch enemy. I don't often do it, because I play on Harbinger a lot, and I haven't tested things as much. So I don't remember all the way. We will take the stuffed toy. Just checking. Coughing blood is a minor quote-unquote injury? Yeah. And we'll move on. So. I don't want to say so, but in this case, I need to... I still want to say something every 3 to 5 seconds. Otherwise, you're just looking at a dead video. But otherwise, we saw the rock ring. No, we can't, because random item stats. I don't think the throw damage ever fluctuates for any veterans out there, but I don't think severing is going to... Yeah, I don't think throwing anything is going to matter. We're taking 2 reason damage and moving on with our life. That being said, I could trade stamina for reason here, but because I know I'll need the stamina later on, I'll try not to do that. Also, I think I'm 99.999% certain... Oh my goodness, my mouth. I do still have a sore throat. 99.999% certain that there are no encounters in Recluse other than the boss, obviously, so that's kind of more the balancing factor. Still, though, if RNG is not good enough, you can end up, that was a thinking, you can end up eating a lot of damage in Recluse. I think, that's such a bad decision. We have to save painting for last, though, I think. 47% Doom, we're actually doing pretty well Doom-wise. Yes, as I already get time skip and fetid fumes, but yes, that can change with the power of Knight Errant penalties, but effectively I'd still be at 60% Doom right now, so that's still not as bad, which is why I'm going to be taking my time with Yasugi-san, moving the boxes. Is it much worse than the Kabuki Killer? I think the true boss, sorry if I'm a bit late answering, but I think it's a bit tankier and it does all damage. I don't think it does more damage, but all damage is already bad enough, and it being an Eldritch enemy means you can't insta-kill it, and obviously it's not a human enemy, so you cannot... I'm on Katak, right? Yeah. You cannot handcuff it, because it's not a human, obviously. But I think I'd rather still increase strength, just to be more flexible later on. I think I'll just do this. Unfortunately, I can't do more attack boosts. But I'm only taking -1 all damage. And here's the other thing about dodge as well. You can dodge, and that is helpful if you dodge. But if I'm going to do that, I might as well go for higher potential damage. and get out earlier. Usually that's the case. Again, you'd have to do the math to be sure. I would highly recommend anyone to do the math to be sure. But with the power of binomial distribution, I have a little better than an 80% chance to hit 3 or 4 out of these 4, so we're gonna do it, and we did it. Is there is there an easy way to figure out Bow Clap mechanic against Ghost? Feels like a guessing game, because it is essentially a guessing game. The simple answer is, unless you have some RNG in your run, it's complete RNG from the get-go. The rooftop of the schoolyard, if you want to use it, or Scissors Timeline B, tells you the first 2 steps. And then at the end of Scissors Timeline B, the ritual's literally given to you based on how many steps you get correct and incorrect. For example, I might as well go through it now. There's nothing really exciting happening on screen. So say that Scissors, the Friend's Diary, tells you that it's clap, clap. If you do 5 claps, and then the last 2 steps, when you get to the end of Scissors Timeline B, not really a spoiler because it's just gameplay stuff. Otherwise, it just frustrates you, but it says circle, 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 X, X, but you did 5 claps. Then the ritual for that run is clap, 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 bow, bow. But other than that, there are no other ways. You're essentially using the logic puzzle that is, what is the permutation of claps and bows, or bows and claps, whatever order you like. What do I do here? We have the plush toy plus Kana, so we're taking a lot less damage than we normally would. I should have actually burned the inspiring novel. I guess we'll think of... What a bad idea. Thinking. I mean, I might as well still do it. Alternatively, I could smoke some cigarettes. I don't have Takshisan at the lighthouse, right? So what I'm actually going to do, if this rock ring sold for anything, I would be in a much better situation. I am now diverting from consistent strats, but this is I personally like using that, and I think, does it count? Does nicotine withdrawal? I mean, we'll see if we even get it, because at this point, smoking a pack of cigarettes usually lasts you till the end of the run. But if you have Takshisan, that can be untrue, so don't quote me on that. You can quote me, just know that I put a disclaimer after it. As I proceed to fight this boss. I think, from what I've seen, some people in the community are still... I could do this, but that's a lot I do. Are still debating about when to banish and when to sever. There are, again... If we leave things up to the player, basically do some math, and you'll figure out whether you want to banish or not. Like Aiko here, Aiko with Kana, if I were to run into a ghost enemy, and they do -1 damage, not -1 stamina or all, then I would probably want to go for the banish ritual, because at this point, since banish experience is now included, it can be useful. Now, obviously, if RNG is bad and you don't run... I'm thinking about whether I want to throw everything. I guess I can find out, right? But if RNG is bad, you won't run into any other ghosts in the run. And then basically all you've done is take damage when you could have just severed. Severed is usually the short-term brute force answer, but there are times to do so. And then you hope RNG doesn't mess you up. Because if you run into 2 or 3 ghosts, then the banish ritual becomes more efficient, basically. So it depends on the player. It depends on the player you ask. I still decide to sever, but some people won't. Some people will go for banish instead. So let me see what I can do. I guess I might as well go for this. He's only doing -2 stamina. Problem is, in the end, even if you find the right combination, you still take damage from the enemy before it dies. That too. So someone worked it out when I decided to engage in a topic with them. And basically, again, if you're taking -1 stamina or reason, you can go for the banish ritual. If you're really unlucky, then again, that's RNG. But the shorthand of it is, yes, if you're taking less than 2 or 3 damage to find out the ritual, to say it in another way, then go for the ritual, because if you run into another ghost, it is... Essentially, you fight... not a lot of enemies drop 20 experience. Again, this is all because the banish experience got added. So whatever you lose, unless you're losing like -3 or 4 all, going for the Banish Ritual gives you 20 experience plus whatever the enemy drops, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anywho, into painting we go. Is there anything I'm leaving behind? I'm pretty sure I kind of just... There shouldn't be any human enemies. I just autopiloted through mermaids, but that should let you know how much Ico is Ico and Harbinger. Moving on. We should be able to save 3 stamina in the lighthouse, unless I get frostbite from an otherworldly event. But that's an otherworldly event. So yeah, sever runs can be ruined. The design of ghost encounters now is that if you keep severing, but run into 2 or 3 ghosts that do a lot of damage, then sever loses out. I think. Again, my math could be wrong, because I'm trying to do it off the top of my head while thinking about not dying as Ico here. But I trust you, the player, to make the correct decision. So here the plush toy and or Kana, because I have to correct myself there. Either having both of them is basically providing me a benefit because of the damage scaling, if someone didn't know. Otherwise, there's nothing really much else happening on screen. Being Ico is being Ico. The passive 10% at base, 10% speed increase is really helping out a lot. I might even be able to brute force the lighthouse. Depends on what happens here. I'm pretty sure I can, so I can actually take the Knight Errant penalty here and we'll be just fine. That results in me using another pack of cigarettes, but because I don't have Takshisan, I'm less worried about it. I've did all of these here, so actually throwing, I guess the Fire Axe here would be more efficient, because the chance of me missing all, as I proceed to miss 4 out of 5, but it was, the odds were in my favor, and the odds did not roll with me. I don't think there's much else to take here, so we will take Core Strength, or anything really. I could have actually healed Stamina. No, because 1 point of Stamina, it means more than the Stamina healing. Because, as I proceed to take Stamina, that's my fault. If I die because of that, that would be my fault. But let's see. Ooh, really gotta watch myself. So, as we move into the lighthouse, as long as we don't have too much, I don't think we have. So, Strength, we have 8. Dexterity, we have 5, so we lose 3 Stamina. Light, we have... Even though we have 10 reason, when you have 10 reason, you normally don't need to worry. There are only like 0.1% of well, probably more than that. 0.5 really. 0.5% of situations where having more than 7 reason you could die to. But anywho, we don't even have the 6th floor, do we? We don't. So I can basically just stroll up this lighthouse unless I mess up both Doom checks. Test figure out what works and what consistent way to find the combination. The World of Horror Wiki does have a template, and so does the... So basically, we're all using the same image if you want to turn your mind off. But otherwise... so I might as well check here. You can. I wouldn't really call that a curse. I guess I'm still 50-50 on what I'm thinking about that. Otherwise... Roommate was definitely not my second encounter. I want to say it wasn't even the Kabuki killer. But I'm wrong anyway, so hey. Here, when I die, I will... It does matter, so I can't just take the moral victory here. Although I'm pretty sure... Kana nails Recluse. I'm pretty sure. So, I really need to start remembering my second encounter. Unfortunately, I have to just write this down, because I do not have the scoreboard updated. Probably at the end, I'll just do the scoreboard really quickly. It won't take me long. And you can get some behind-the-scenes things as we move on into our next run. My sore throat is causing me to speak worse than I normally would. But anywho, yeah, if it was, we've already gone past the point. So with those 2 World of War all perks, if I didn't switch the timeline, so be it. It's not like I would have known anyway. But we are on an all perks run as Kyrie on a Thotu. So I would really like Kana is basically what I'm going to be saying. Second mystery, light, knowledge, Takshisan, charisma, and dexterity as I proceed to stutter again, or grumble, whatever you want to call it. And then I promptly forgot, because I promptly forgot. You just have to take me at my word when I say I'm not writing these down in the background. Knowledge, Charisma. And we are Kyrie, so knowledge should be almost a near non-issue. Charisma, on the other hand, if I took ally attack, maybe, or went for ally attack. Otherwise, we should be moderately okay. It will still depend on my RNG. So, library notes once. Unfortunately, we lost the notes. That's kind of painful. If you didn't already get my opinion on spells, basically probably 80 to 85% of the spells in game have really, really specific use cases, aside from pseudo-infinites. Skin removal as well, I believe, because reason, to me at the very least, is a very scarce resource that you get hit a lot from. Even when you're trying to control the amount of reason you are losing, as we do have Kana, reason can be very scarce to come by. Painting, arms, scissors, and flood. And I think someone mentioned in the community, and I agree with this statement, some of that is because there are a lot of ways to recover stamina relative to their costs. Kana arms, flood, or Kana flood arms. We have scissors and painting too. Oh my goodness, this could be really bad. On an Atotu run as well. But aside from that, there are more events, I believe, from what I hear. This is hearsay. That reduce reason without any choice. Then there are stamina events that reduce stamina without any choice. I need to map out how I'm going to do this. I guess I just hope arms is not timeline B, question mark? And then take Kana, scissors, flood. And if we are, at least I can be somewhat prepared, maybe, question mark? Because funny enough, despite what I said earlier, arms is a stamina boss, so what I can do is use skin removal, maybe, as I already lose reason. Although there, Doom decreases, so you'll notice a lot of Harbinger players, even though someone might argue, well, you lose a lot of stamina and reason. The counter argument that I sometimes share as well, but from other Harbinger players, is that you need to decrease Doom, so anywho, let's go consistent strats, which means not even visiting the History Club as well. I personally like to, but that might be too RNG at this point. So let's enter the hardware shop, and oof. Well. I'm trying to get some help. I'm gonna try to respond to as many. I've obviously, after a certain point, as I stutter again, I can only do so much. Do I want this? I think I'm just gonna reroll. It's really that important. And if we don't get the heavy duty, the monkey wrench is the next best thing for knowledge characters, usually. Sometimes the monkey wrench is just the greatest of all time anyway, but 7 knowledge, cool. Chainsaw play, I wish that's 2 RNG. Again, for the first few attempts of this Nuzlocke, we're gonna run quote-unquote consistent... Well, not quote-unquote, they are consistent strats. That's kind of downplaying the power of the consistent strat on Harbinger. Basically, if you want to know what consistent play looks like, I'm getting close. I wouldn't say I'm exactly the best, because obviously I still make human errors here and there. But if you discard the human errors, this is what you'd get on Harbinger. For the most, I guess, the safest play, really. Because RNG does exist. Unfortunately, because of Atotu, I may not want to fight this at all. I take brain damage. Thankfully, I'm using a monkey wrench, so I can take the brain damage. The real question is, do I want to take stamina damage? The answer should be yes. Alternatively, 6, 18, 18, and then gamble on this. Do I want to gamble on this? I don't want to gamble on this. Who am I kidding? And with Kyrie specifically, so this is away from consistent strats, although it might be more towards Kyrie mains, is that you hold on to spells until you get maybe self-therapy. Actually, I'm on an all-perk run, so never mind. Toss that out the window. I still think, unfortunately, I lose the experience for doing this, but I think I need to run. That's a lot of stamina damage. So, just off the top of my mind, I'm thinking, do I lose 6 stamina damage? Do I heal 6 HP in relatively basically 6 Doom? The answer is yes, you heal 8 HP overall, but I decided not to do that, and we're already out. But if you did the math, yes, you could take that fight, theoretically. Which maybe I should have now that I think about it, but I decided not to. And away we go. If nothing else, in my mind anyway, this is not consistent. We are not talking about consistent Harbinger strats here, but if you get lucky in events, then you can make up, in a way, for the experience you lost running from the encounter. Now, that's not true. Obviously, if you defeated the encounter, you defeat the encounter and get the experience there. So, essentially, running away, you do lose that experience still. But the consolation prize is that if RNG decides to reward you and you pass a lot of checks and you get experience, then you can feel better about yourself. I don't, but hey. Alternatively, we could start re-rolling spells, but that's big RNG plays. So, what we're gonna do instead is enter scissors and cross my fingers in real life. We are on timeline A, which isn't bad. I could grab the scissors here and then throw the monkey wrench. If I remembered correctly, I could be doing a thing. I think I'm still going to I'm going to grab the scissors here. It's gonna shoot my Doom up, not through the roof, but it is going to shoot my Doom up. That's just the nature of... That was an of surprise, as I got the library notes. I didn't expect to pass that. I also don't remember Kyrie. Oh, well, that one I remember is a roll. Do I get to brace at all? The answer is no. 3, 6... I can. Let's see what happens. I'm topped off on stamina, so I should feel more confident. Unfortunately, 60% is not within my realm of confidence. And as you see right now, this is why my time on Harbinger is harder. Not only because I make human errors. The fact that I make human errors just makes Harbinger even harder. But yeah, it doesn't help to not hit things. Also, I never use the handcuffs, so I'm just kind of for oops, I made a mistake. I made a mistake, basically. I can still brace here, but I'd have to be taking a similar risk, unless I throw the wooden bat. I don't want to. I think this one I can run from, right? No, I can't. It's the bloated teacher that I run from. 3 reason, that doesn't feel great, but compared to the gamble I'm taking, you know what? Why am I about to practice science here? I know what was gonna happen when I did it. Why did I decide to test my RNG? Do I take -2 all to the face? Sorry. As I speak in of oops, I said the wrong word. Yes. The basic answer is yes. And that is something I need to work on. That I lampshaded in a video on my channel. But my more pressing concern is, do I want to go for a 65% chance? You know what? Our score is low. I might as well, right? Just for content. Even though it's not the best. So -1 all damage. Here we come, right? Okay, good. Thankfully, my RNG is not bad. It's still pretty bad. But let's see what happens. We also have Flood, so I shouldn't be complaining so much. Because we'll get to rest. What I'm worried about is losing too much HP and then fighting Flood's boss and dying. Basically taking the advice of a lot of criticism, again, criticism not being positive or negative because they are right, and trying to improve on myself, especially since I'm trying to basically, I have to thank everyone for giving their support for this channel. It means and has done a lot. Unfortunately, what it doesn't do is help me as much thinking here. It kind of does. You know, the moral support may allow me to think better. But as I fill in time thinking about what I really want to do here, I am going to be throwing the monkey wrench, because I'm going to be essentially replacing it. The question is what I lose for it. Unfortunately, I have Kyrie's bag still with me, so just in case I need to heal the thing. Three all for potentially 9 HP's damage. Let me sneeze. But unfortunately, the power value is too high for me to gamble on this. Because then, I forgot how much Monkey Wrench does. I'll try not to look at chat in case someone puts the answer, so I don't want to spoil myself, but what I'm trying to say is 47% odds on doing 12 damage in a turn, which would help me out immensely. I think I just have to take it. So I'm just going to brace, and if we get to desperate action, so be it. I would like to hit all 4 kicks here, though. Well, the reason why I'm a bit harsher on myself is because something I like to do on a lot of people's videos or streams, for improving myself at least as well, is that I move to a random point in the video or stream and take note of whatever thing I'm looking at. In this particular case, obviously it's a trained skill, but I might be able to just get out without throwing the monkey wrench, which would help. But then I test the first 15 to 30 seconds and see if there are things to improve on, whether for me or the content creators in general. And in this case, I ran the test on others, and then I ran it on myself, and I do notice that I failed that test, basically. So, as we grab the scissors here, and we can at least compare. That's the good thing, as we get time skip as well. That's essentially why I'm being more careful, and it would help me out. So, in this case, the criticism, if someone is correct about something and I need to improve on something, whether it's gameplay, streaming, recording, editing, or otherwise, it would be dumb of me, personally. I'm not saying anyone else is, but for me, I consider myself not great for not improving on myself. 790-70. Let me see here. That is 3 attack boosts, unless my knowledge goes down the drain. And right now, if I put it into strength, sorry, my words are failing me. And my throat is sore. Let's see what happens, actually. We have all perks. I should actually look at these first. Deduction now? That should be an extra level. Essentially, deduction has become my replacement for compass, for obvious reasons. If it's not so obvious, let me explain. Getting the compass and then getting a weapon is a lot of doom, basically. So, I'm still going to build strength, because 1, we're going to level up later, and 2, I may want to try and brace, which would help out. So, let us heal actually reason here, still funny enough, even though we have spells to forget. If I take Flood here, there are times which I may be at 6 reason and not heal. It'll depend on the Theologist as well, but we do need to pay attention. So this would be great. Actually, that would be very great. So let's go for it. Let me lie down for a moment. I'm not leaving the stream. Let me just lay down and remind myself. Oh, yes, there is a bed nearby my setup. Again, I'm working with real bare bones stuff, so I have a bed right next to a desk. I'm not saying I'm streaming from a bed, although that was happening. That's a funny story I can tell. That was 80%, right? I think that was 80%. Me, oh my. Can I believe more in my RNG? Alright, I'm back. So, that was not great. Hopefully I didn't accidentally kick my connections away, but I think we're okay stream-wise still. Let me check. Yes, we are. And let's just get out of... Actually, let's do this because otherwise the scissors could proc. We might as well, right? That's another small optimal thing as I move on. But yes, I did at one point stream from my bed. I don't know if those streams still exist on that platform, but if they do, you might see that. I don't want to risk my reason here, so we'll just take the stamina and the fund. And the Theologist is in the village, which means I get approximately only 3 rests, unfortunately. I'll rest twice now, but we're taking the Theologist and resting till the end. So, how much percentage was in attack accuracy? It was 80%. If nothing else, anyone, me included, can check the VOD and see that hopefully it was 80%. So, my luck. But we'll move on. I should. I also, unfortunately, don't have any way to... I wish I had a way to do things. Basically capture gameplay. I can. This platform allows me to, so I can set that up. That will likely be part of my 2013 highlight. Maybe. We'll see. Because, again, I am the only one... I'm doing everything myself on my channel here, so... Yes, everyone else, a lot of other streamers and content creators do the same, but what I'm trying to say is that doesn't change the fact that it's going to take time away doing other things. So, let's find out. We are on a Thotu, but we have Kana, right? Yeah. Kana plus Theologist means I'm taking a lot less damage. Now, how much less damage as I proceed to miss again? We'll find out. I think here I want to dodge. Yeah, I want to dodge here. Never mind. I don't want to dodge here. Oh my goodness. Save me. 70% here. Oh, let's not... let's not... I'm not saying don't talk about it, but do I have stories to tell about that? Because obviously, back in the Kakuse, or Kakuse, if you want to be more American about it, in terms of Western pronunciation, I was playing the hardest difficulty there, and man, does 95% really like to be 95%. Even though I think in those, actually back in those times, I think those were fake RNG, at least to a point. After, I think it was at 85 or below. Again, this is just hearsay, don't quote me on this. But basically how I felt is that if you had anything above 90% in those games, I think they're more perfect or accurate now. But if you had over 90%, attacks were guaranteed. Under that, though, boy, was 85 and 80% actually those. Again, I could be wrong. I could have also thrown the monkey wrench. Maybe I was a bit out of touch. But we're going to take Irizumi, funnily enough. This is not... If I want to be consistent, I should take running shoes. I would advise someone to take running shoes, but I'm going to take Irizumi. But yeah, when you get stuck on the first few stages, apparently the new ones, because I have someone around me who likes playing the Fire Emblem games, and man, they play on everything toggled up to max, and I think they eventually did complete the game still, which is more than what I can say, because there are obviously other things, and probably people have done the thing as well. I'll just leave it vague as I take painting now. But no one's going to deny at this point it was RNG. Back then, though, it was also RNG because, while you could control it to some extent, because obviously moving in a certain ways, the RNG could be not manipulated, but obviously, well, not obviously. Don't quote me on this. I should stop saying obviously. Nice 10 roll, by the way. The RNG that I've experienced this stream so far has really tripped me up. But anywho, basically, if you get what I mean, you get what I mean. I'm not going to try to explain it because I will fumble my words. But RNG was not perfect, basically, in my opinion. Also, did I roll a 12 on that luck check? Anywho. No, if RNG is perfect, and what I mean by perfect is that they're not skipping the odds, but... How do I want to say it? When RNG is basically... because you know how sometimes in table RPGs, some dungeon masters might just... You might roll of thinking. You might roll 1 3 times in a row, and the dungeon master just says on the second and third time, "No, you passed the check." Basically that, except programmed in video game form, which I've done for my games as well. But essentially, when RNG is perfect, that 99% you are going to miss, and you're going to wonder why, but it's because it's 99%. Whereas in some games, that 99% might actually mean 100%. So anywho, that's what I mean. Theoretically, I could try to fight this boss as well, but what are we on? It's Dota 2 World of Horror, so let's just not. So yeah, Pokemon, I don't know as much about Pokemon, funny enough, even though I'm doing a Nuzlocke challenge here. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, basically, is what I'm gonna say to that comment. Thinking of, they call it true hit RNG, like 91% or 100%. It's trustworthy in certain FE games, but yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say. And if I'm somehow wrong, or we're somehow wrong, someone will come along. Hopefully. Let's see, 8 HP. 70%. Good. I also get bonus damage, so I can immediately do this. Shouldn't use Curse Scissors, I think that increases Doom, but we should be perfectly fine. Unless it absolutely destroys our Doom. I would also like a Doom decreasing event, but that seems to not be happening, so we'll trade Stamina for Reason and move on. For those who don't know, Upper Kingdom, the left choice, you lose 3 Reason and gain 3 Stamina, and the middle choice, you gain 3 you lose 3 Stamina and gain 3 Reason. That is why I say you trade things off. Also, I forgot my... Oh, I did forget my second encounter. Thankfully, we don't have it. And let's get our next all perk, which... We have Kana with us. So that will be fun. Unfortunately, I should have increased anything else because I did forget my lighthouse checks regardless. Knowledge and Charisma, I wanted to say. But into arms we go. And if we have that certain fight... We have an empty bottle. Why did I not... Well, too late. We have 1 downtown investigation. Did we have Takshi? Why am I going crazy right now? In any case, I might as well just do this because I know I might need the handcuffs. And I'm also going to go into the vending machine and grab stuff. So, what we're going to do is grab a pack of cigarettes. Take 1 risk here. If I run into an encounter here, I'm going to be really sad. But otherwise... Oh, nice. Nice. I like it. Just... I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but... I like it, but by that I mean I don't. 6 dexterity, please, thank you. And now I'll smoke the things. Since I've already run into the apartment stalker, I shouldn't run into it again. That's just, I think, a rule of World of Horror. I'm 98% certain of that. As I run to the gossip junkie. And I want to save all my items to throw for the boss, is what I'm thinking here. So I'm gonna do this. And we're gonna hope for the best. I could probably go for 1 turn here, can I? I think I can. I can. So let's do it. And we'll move on. Did the Doom penalty increase for that? Why am I not looking? I should look at my Doom just to guarantee for myself. Someone could tell me. But most of the time, I don't like working on hearsay information. We'll take the Doom hit here. Reason hit. I'm going crazy. Maybe I shouldn't be doing streams of the Nuzlocke run in fear of burning out. Although that's a me problem at that point. I could just take 4 Reason here. Or I could try to save. The question is, do I... Also, I didn't smoke the cigarettes. I should have. I don't know why I didn't. Didn't I say I was going to do that and then I didn't? That makes me feel sad. But we'll just take 4 Reason damage. So bottled water, the empty bottle you fill at your bath before mysteries. I'll show you if I can, but the quick notes of it, or the short version is you fill the empty bottle with water between mysteries, and you heal an extra point of stamina. Now, if you lose your bath, you can't do it anymore, but the empty bottle is still worthwhile to hold on to. So that is the short answer. Otherwise, I'll show you if I keep the empty bottle. And I might as well smoke these now while forgetting these spells. Because I don't think I'm going to get self-therapy, and if I do, that's just the game laughing at my face through RNG. And stats still don't matter. But, anywho. But and or anywho is also a filler phrase, but I feel that's a lot better to listen to than stuttering. Let me see here. I guess I might as well. This is increasing my odds. That's correct. Is this for a singular? We're on timeline A, but I didn't know that. And R is for plural. We have roads closed, but thankfully that didn't hit me during the run. And yeah, so in here, if you go in here, it says fill empty bottle with water. I think if you don't have one, it says you need an empty bottle. But drinking this gives you an extra point of stamina. So, bath can be a game changer, and also fits into why, as a dog borks in the background. Ooh, improvise. I don't think it matters. Let's find out, shall we? Why it might seem like reason is the more... I don't want to keep saying scarce. What's the correct word? There's less reason in the game than there is stamina, basically. We do have Takshisan, and the cigarettes will last, but what am I actually losing here? We have a flashlight, we have 8 knowledge, so essentially I shouldn't die is all I'm seeing here. But we'll see. Also, let me check something. Okay, I got a message that was that looked important, but it wasn't. Do we have the 6th floor as well? I know. I'm checking. I'm being no, dog. I'm being certain. Our dogs are usually nice, and yes, we do have more than one dog. So I did scissors second for the scissors. Yeah, our dogs are nice. I think I want to say as a dog owner that I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If I didn't say it before, I've definitely said it in real life. But basically, you'll know when dogs are actually angry and when they just want attention. Now, they could be at attention, but you'll know when a dog really has it out for you, basically is what I'm saying. And I can try to go into more explanation, but let me just focus on improvising through Takshisan quickly really here. And finishing the run. Oh my goodness. My sore throat is causing my... What's the thing at the back of your mouth? To collapse. And might be why you're hearing some G's. On top of me just stuttering as well. But anywho, let's get that Itho2 run down, so I'll write that down as well. And definitely, well, I'll try, at the end of this stream, I'll try to display the scoreboard. I'd usually display it in between runs, but I won't. But I don't have... I was trying to fix the scoreboard and something was wrong with it, so... And that's a me thing. As we get into Yogata, Knight Errant, character exclusive random item, Yashiro. But any case, about the dog. So basically, if a dog looks like a predatory wolf in one of your animal shows or videos that give you informative shows or videos or whatnot, then a dog is actually angry. But otherwise, a lot of time they do bark because they are at attention. How do I want to say it? There's some tension. That's not the correct phrase, but they're wary of something. But then there's also barking because, hey, they want to be friends, so... Anywho, for those who don't know as much about dogs, charisma, strength, light, second, knowledge. I'm trying to burn this into my mind so I remember, and hopefully I do. Although with Yashiro, we could go strength or knowledge. We'll see. Let me just be sure. Okay, good. If we have the 6th floor, we have knowledge, but either way. So you might hear me groan about being Yashiro a lot. That's because, man, is it not fun to be... Well, I wouldn't really argue to say that Yashiro is the weakest character objectively in World of Horror right now. But at the same time, Mizuki... Well, no, actually for me, Yashiro was still at the bottom of that list. So... And it's because Faith still doesn't do enough, and because I think Yashiro was... I'm gonna keep saying this because I need to actually check, if for no other reason than as a reminder for me to check. And I need to think about this now because I am Yashiro. We do have Kana, but... Yeah, although the Yashiro... the reference that Yashiro makes is nice. The actual gameplay element. I'm gonna say that Yashiro was nerfed, and then buffed, but the nerfs still not outweigh, but... Yashiro is still suffering from, basically, this. This used to be 40 experience, now it's 20, but it used to be non-exist at all. So I don't know why that was a thing. I think Yashiro came out before Harbinger, right? Says someone who played the game since near early access, but anywho. I did stop for a while. I should have also checked the last mysteries. I don't know why I didn't. But we're here now, so we might as well. We do have some seaside investigations. You know what? For giggle, not for giggles, but it's fine. It's not fine, but it is kind of fine. We'll set things to seaside for now and see. Alternatively, I could sell the inspiring novel, but because I accidentally gung-hoed into the mystery, kind of puts me at ease, obviously, but that's not the end-all be-all. And we are on random item stats, so if this monkey wrench stayed the same-ish, I would have taken it, but because we're getting more per point of knowledge here, we don't get to prep attack, unfortunately, but it was numerically better. An old rosary. This is reason when equipped? Yes. We'll wear it when we need it. And we'll actually visit the seaside once, because the Ogatag is looking at the school. Oh, and someone answered the question. Yes, the sigils on the lighthouse essentially tell you what you're going to encounter. Which, again, I can see why some people might say that, oh, that's not... Or not that it's not fair, but that's not fun, because all you do is look at it and, there you go. But at the same time, you can plan for it. Oh, would I love to grab... Okay, everything's fine. Everything is... There are a couple I win buttons. Not complete I win. I could still make mistakes here and there. But let me tell you now that if you get the katana, your chance of surviving, or your chance of losing a run decreases by at least half of what it probably was, theoretically. But anyway, yeah, not intuitive might be the closer criticism, I guess. If only I could. I have a light source at least. What I'm thinking about... Yeah, you know what? This isn't so bad. We're losing a lot of reason. Actually, what I could do here is do this. And then do... Whoa, really? Yashiro. What? Yashiro! Yashiro! Anywho. I guess we don't want to lose too much stamina, but hey. Anywho, moving on. +1 reason, -1 reason, and then we're gonna lose more reason. I actually should have traded more stamina. I could have, I think, prep attacked. I'm going crazy. Anywho. Funny enough, the bronze crucifix might still be better. We have the rosary here. If we run into a ghost encounter, the funny mask could lose its worth. It will depend. We do have Kana with us for now, but anything can still change. Anything can change. Let me stretch as I wait for the eels here. Every time I see people come across that katana, they end up doing pretty well. And explain, actually, the tutorial doesn't say anything about... No, none of the tutorials are introductory. And nothing in the game talks about the lighthouse. I don't usually mind obfuscation of information, even though it is a pet peeve of mine, I guess, at this point. But I'm not going to really argue it as well, because otherwise you're just... excuse me. Rolling on... You would always build the stat that you think is best for the character. Now, whether that's something that they start high in, or whether you want to force a stat, basically that's all you do, and then you just be mad that you die to RNG. So at least, even though it's not a player skill thing, it's at least a knowledge check on the player's part to remember things. And it's not the hardest thing to remember, granted, but with how high your mental stat can be, as we have Sailors, Metamorphosis, Vigil, and Botanist, obviously not every player can do it. A better player can do it. A good player can do it, basically. As I correct myself 2 times in that statement. I want to take Botanist now. Is there any reason for me to do otherwise? Yes, because we have Metamorphosis. Which I might actually want to take now. Thinking. Calling. I want to take Sailors last. That means Vigil's probably 4th and Botanist 3rd. If I take Metamorphosis now, yeah, let's do it now. And funny enough, it does help me to do Seaside, because we have at least 2 Seaside investigations here, question mark? So hey. -1 reason. Seaside. I might as well say this while I have people watching, but as I roll on... a 12 plus 1 roll on dexterity, but if I put out less videos per week, basically not daily, maybe 2 per week, really, because I'm streaming as often as I do, would that be a bad idea, is my question, and I'll leave it at that, as I concentrate on surviving. Because right now, I'm really busy as well, and you might see me do a... Oh, we have Mansion Investigated. We have Vigil in a bit, too. Do I want to switch? I want to switch. Let's just switch now. So, yeah. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is normally not a... This is normally not... Mondays are normally not when I... It's Monday for me right now. But... I stream... I'm planning to stream Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That is the plan. I don't know if I'm going to go through with it. So, and no, I did not get the rumor. I've kind of put another house rule on myself where I only check the TV twice. But anywho. So yeah, obviously I should do what's best for me. Fun and things do come first unless real life comes first, obviously. And I hope everyone's doing well there. But, so on the third mystery? Third mystery? Fourth mystery. Fourth mystery. On the fourth mystery, I wouldn't be able to 2-tap this guy because of HP scaling. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to plan to do. That way I can focus on more structured videos that I probably should release because no one else is doing them for World of Horror. But anywho, that's my plan. And it would allow me to do other things like make custom character, well, focus more on making custom characters and stuff. Because as I said before, the next 2 months here are going to be intensive for me. They shouldn't really hurt my ability to put out videos or streams like this, kind of. Actually, it could. But that will depend on me. That's not something that is as much on the viewer, if at all, really, if we're being realistic about it. So, as I move into this boss, which might end up oofing me, I should have actually burned the Inspiring Novel. Not that would have stopped me from 2-turning here, but I'm going to burn it now because this boss is a heck of a thing. So anywho, I think we 2-tap this guy. Yeah, we 2-tap this guy. Thankfully, with the power of the Inspiring Novel, right? Because I only did, what? Did I really only do 12 damage? I did. But -2 all, especially since we have Kana here, so we're losing a lot less HP. Kana is very important, and if you didn't know why... Actually, let's calculate this right now. So I lost 3 reason for Kana. And if you're face-taking, or if you like to do prep attack often, I don't think I can, but just assume I can, then Kana pays themselves off, because the damage you mitigate is more damage mitigated than the 3 reason cost that you spend getting Kana. Does that make any sense? So this might sound redundant to a this information is redundant to a veteran, but let's get everyone caught up to speed, shall we? As, you know, more people might come to watch the videos and streams here. Not that there are a few other people playing World of Horror as well on Harbinger and doing good things, and they put out good content too, so I would recommend you go watch them. It's not hard to look for them because whether on this platform or others, they're kind of obvious in terms of how good they play. Yeah. Of thinking. Oof. Botanist, Vigil, Sailors. I want to take Vigil now. Because I'm going to be as healthy as I am here. This is my logic behind taking Vigil. So, let's see here. What do I want to do? Lip thrill? Lip thrill? Is that what it's called? Lip thrill my lips. Also, 36% doom on my third mystery is very, very good. But we're not out of the woods yet. I don't want... Well, roads closed would affect me either way. And we just put the police station... police patrols on the mansion. So let's go into the mansion. Pretty much always take Kana, and if you can't the game once, you're dead. That bad, the run is pretty much already... Yeah, so, again... If for no other reason than number-wise, Kana grants you more benefits, unless Eels is your last mystery due to Fatalist shenanigans or whatnot. Although even then, at that point, which is why it's important to start remembering the mystery icons, and if you don't know what that means, I'll try to explain. But Fatalist is one very specific situation, but it does exist. Why? Eels, you might not be taking Kana, is what I want to say. And to save on Doom, we're going to do this. Yes, this results... I think a lot of people told me that this is better experience-wise to fight the guests, and I wouldn't doubt them. It's just that I've gotten so used to saving on Doom. I guess part of it is that I do forget my second encounter a lot, but... I guess that's a me thing. Which is why, I'll keep saying that I like World of Horror for that, because it gives you the choice to succeed or fail. Whether or not that's due to RNG or not, that's another story. Also, I probably could have tried to dodge here, but I didn't. So, we're gonna fight the guests, is what I'm saying. And I think these are guaranteed, because the guests are relatively low power, which is why they're pretty much... Not pretty much, but they are better experience. And that's why this actually... Doom did not used to increase. I forgot when that was implemented. But that was put there because you could just eat the guests for experience, pretty much, in-game. So, yeah. Still, though, I should actually... No, we have the statuette, so I'm going to increase strength still. Actually, I should have failed the vigil later, because it allows you to maybe do a thing, basically. Usually for a ring. One of the steps for vigil could be granting you a ring of sorts. Actually, I can do this, so let's go for it. And the ring for Yashiro, anyway, can be better for you, but it's too late, so we'll just take the experience. How much each, right? 15 experience, so that's more than certain enemies give, especially considering how tanky some of them are. So some enemies do like 3 damage on Harbinger anyway at base, and you only get 8 experience. Or some enemies are like 24 HP and above, and they give you 8 experience. So that's why, again, I can see it here. And I never really argued with anyone who wanted to argue or wanted to mention the point. It wasn't really an argument. Excuse me. But it was a big numbers thing. Also, at this point, I should have actually, we can replace this. Can we replace this? I'm going crazy. Well, it's too late. I guess we're taking an experience. Because what I should have done... This makes me want to go for a pack of cigarettes in game. It really does, because I can sell all these things and get a pack of cigarettes and make Yashiro better. True and non-fatalist run, logic applies. Oh, that might be... Well, if someone had a question, they let me know. But let me see here. Oh no, my luck decreases by 2. Oh, especially since now I know... Oh my goodness, my mouth. Since I know now that luck does not kill you at 0. But anywho, so the thing about icons is that mystery images is that you can tell what mysteries you're going to get based on the image you see without even hovering over them. So the one on my right is Sailors. So if you remember that this specific picture on the board right here is what Sailors is, then on Fatalist, if you see the same thing on one of the 2, I think only 2 mysteries are shown, right? But you don't know their names, but you can see their images. So if you see the image of Sailors or whatever mystery you've remembered on one of the 2, that means you can pick that mystery, or you know that that mystery that you can click on is that mystery. So if I saw Botanist in this slot on Fatalist, even though it doesn't show me the name, it should be Botanist. Now that can change, but it adds more to the mental stack of remembering things in World of Horror. So, not that remembering mystery images is the hardest thing, but hey. So into Botanist we go. I think I am going to grab the thing. At least I've tested. Maybe going negative still kills you somehow, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. And if it does, well, if anyone wants to test it themselves, if they have a custom character, basically just give that custom character negative luck and then go into the run and either do a luck check or just see if you die. That's really all you need to do. So, I'm going to actually say, I'm going to sell a lot of this stuff. And then we'll see. I shouldn't actually sold that much. But we're here now. Yeah, so it did cost 5 funds, so... Is that because of price hike? It was. And that's a me-specific thing. If you're running consistent Harbinger strats, or I guess the consistent Harbinger flowchart, then you shouldn't really... You shouldn't really be grabbing cigarettes during a run. But that's just something I like to do. So hey. That being said, we do have sailors, so it might have been better for me to... What do I want to say? To save items to throw away for sailors, because we did have sailors, so that was something to consider. On the other hand, though, I have a backup plan, which is usually to enter the history club. So hey. And we did try it together. I'm just saying, I don't think I tried negative luck, but you get the point. You shouldn't die to luck from zero statting. Thankfully, we can 100% this encounter. And we get 10 experience there. We're not on our own, unfortunately. I also don't want to pop Zeal. So, funny enough, let's double stack into Dexterity. And if we don't have a Dexterity check, well, oopsie doopsie. We do get Brainworms, though, which I will pop now. Because Doom. So that's 2 stamina for -2 Doom, which is effectively... It gives back its Doom cost if you rest at the lighthouse? Question mark? Yeah. Unless I'm going crazy. Anywho. Anywho is also a filler phrase I use. But compared to absolute silence, I'll take it. I think if I throw the broken bottle here, this is guaranteed. Unless I can... strong? 98%. For the love of all the old gods, whether I love them or not. Anywho. Eventually I'll miss one of those, but not today, it seems. And we did visit every single forest investigation, and then we rolled... Oh no! I shouldn't have used the corpse dust, because look at how much my luck mattered. I'm gonna keep satiring that. Satiring that. Because, boy, does it not matter for me. 90% of the time. So anywho. Away we go. Also, as a fun fact for the one who this pertains to listening, I just need to do 2 more masks. Because for some reason I did another mask that I'll probably just include, and that's that. So I got black hair. Unfortunately, I don't have a sewing kit. Do we even have a dexterity check, by the way? I'm pretty sure we have a light check. Why am I going crazy? We don't even have Takshisan, so I could just burn these cigarettes now. I could also toss them away. But since I've gotten them, or since I've bought them, I might as well. We could still die to Doom, because I definitely forgot my second encounter. We have a strength check as well. So, whoopsie doopsies, I didn't have a dexterity check, but we should be fine. Maybe. So into Sailors we go, and we might as well pop the cigarettes now. Unless we have 3 seaside investigations, but I know I have 2 anyway, so it behooves me to set them to the seaside to at least get back my Doom cost. And away we go. Oh yeah. Listen, if you're doing anything in real life, no matter what it is, deal with it. As I proceed... I haven't used the thingy yet, actually, have I? The monument. So I should do that. And we can brace here for -1 all and get out next turn, because the power of level 4 No Blood Moon Katana. And let's use the monument once or twice. That's unfortunate, but we'll see. Do I actually... No, I can actually throw away the rosary, question mark. We should just do that now. And we'll hold out in case we have another item to use. Also, Yogatag being furious is hurting me a bit. Ooh, I could die here. Let's find out. I really hoped it asked for reason. Was this really 2 mansion investigations, by the way? Sadness. On top of more Doom. Okay, now we're in some trouble. Ask for stamina, please. Thank you. I feel a bit better. And Yogatag needs to stop looking. I also need to stop getting Doom events, please. Could I... The answer is maybe, question mark? I need to visit the monument again. Ooh. I guess we're gonna do... Nah, we're gonna do this. DM me and I will check. You're gonna have to clarify because for some reason my mind is blanking out. We also actually happen to run to another encounter, which is really not as great, but hey. And I will try to move on. So, we should still be okay here. If we're not, that would be really weird. Actually, we could still not be okay here, but let's find out. We're on Knight Errant. There's no helping this, actually, because we're on Knight Errant. I use the monument more times than I normally would as well. But, so the thing about Timeline B Sailors is that you cannot get ending A. So I just have to accept my death here. And you know what? I got roads closed there. Thank you, game. Thank you for giving me that. I'm not really thankful, but man, does this hurt. Let's see here. I think I'm dead no matter what. I don't have any way to lower my doom. If my weird collection had given me an occult diary, but that's asking for a lot as well. So I guess grabbing that pet... No, because then I could have... I probably wouldn't have died to those encounters. But basically, it's not like I really prepared for funds either. I did, kind of. My punishment for not staying true to the consistent Harbinger strat flowchart question mark? But in any case, I'm pretty sure we die here. So yeah. Yeah, that on top of all the Doom events hitting me at the end there for whatever reason, that was... Funny enough, I would have preferred to run into as many enemies as possible. And we kind of did. But man, was this a way to get my score reset? That being said, even with the katana, just let this be, if not for human error as well, if it was, or how much was on me. Yeah, events can still be painful. Cthulhu World of Horror all perks. That was also a World of Horror... No, that was a Knight Errant run. I literally died to Knight Errant. So anywho, where I go again, so at least we start strong. Will we end strong? We'll find out. Second encounter, knowledge, Takushi-san. Second mystery, strength, and maybe dexterity. I would like that. I might go, but that's up to the game to decide. And I think we'll try to play more standard and not grab a pack of cigarettes and see how well it goes for me. Basically, I was hoisted by my own petard, maybe, question mark? As we get the rumor immediately. By the way, hey there, I see that someone has come. So, I will leave that at that and be thankful that you came to the stream. Mermaids, Nails, Teacher, Recluse, and Ramen. Well, that means I have to ready a censor. Mermaids, Nails, Teacher, Recluse, Ramen. Yeah, we can get away from mermaids, so we can save mermaids for later-ish. That means Ramen's last, because I want to get rid of the burns that way. If I decide to burn everything down in the school, in-game. That leaves Nails, Teacher, Recluse. I think the plan is Nails, literally Nails, Teacher, Recluse. So, let's go. And then, not sailors, mermaids and Ramen last. So knowing that, what are my... Well, I see downtown, I'm going to set downtown. Ramen, we know we have 4 investigations downtown. With this mystery spread, Teacher, Nails, and mermaids brings me downtown, which is why we're putting police patrols downtown. And here we go to grab both the plush toy, because we don't have Kana, but also funds to grab a weapon. And now time to profit off of being Aiko. If nothing else, basically this is the time to ask me any question you want, because I'm going to be autopiloting some of the time. As I mute to cough. Woo! Holy candle, no holy candle, roll a 9, cool, strength check. And away we go. Lie, because lie. And the nail, because my nails. We don't have any... We have Takushi-san. I don't think I should need to handcuff him. So we should just be perfectly fine. will decline because that's a free event. So we could talk about free events. Free events, quote unquote, are events where you can make a choice in the event that results in nothing positive, but also nothing negative happening with the event at base. And the reason why that's free is because a lot of the time, especially on Harbinger, because of the stat decrease, because of the extra threat level modifiers and checks, on average, it not behooves. I need to not use that word. It can be better, I want to say most of the time, to just not roll on a stat check at all. And therefore, free events, or my term that I called a free event, has been put into existence. Now, there's probably a real term or phrase that you use for that in games like roguelike games and strategy games, but anywho, you got my train of thought. Can I somehow one-turn this guy? Not really. Unless I throw something, I don't want to do that, though. Can I brace into anything? I can definitely dodge, obviously, if I wanted to. Do I gamble here? Did I ever have to take notes to get better at the game or remember certain events for certain items? Yes! Definitely remembering. I could take notes. I should probably do when off recording, because I know I've done it before. I haven't done it recently. I really should, though. If nothing else, someone who's watched my channel definitely knows that I had a little thing called the event of the day that I put at the end of videos, and I basically went over the choices in that event, whether it's a modded event or not, and kind of talked about, I gave a 1 or 2 sentence opinion after talking about the choices and what happens when you succeed or fail or when you take certain choices. I'm thinking about 85% into pain. I guess I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to just take my guaranteed prep attack. We have bonus damage. I didn't know that. I forgot about that. Blunt, right? Weak against blunt. But anywho. So off recording or off stream, again, you just have my word that I'm not writing anything down behind the screen because, oh boy, the stakes behind me succeeding this challenge. It's more for fun, obviously, but I can't convince anyone that I don't have anything set up behind the stream. Or when I'm recording that I'm not just using a good run. But obviously that would be a bit odd. I don't need to handcuff this guy. I'm thinking about whether or not I really want to handcuff this guy. Because I can prep strong afterward. I guess I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna trade I'm gonna trade 2 reason for stamina. If I can fit anything else, I would probably improvise to get some stored damage, but probably not gonna do that. So instead, I have to do it before the attack. If you pray or meditate after the attack, you don't get to pray or meditate. That's stamina. I don't want to end the run prematurely. And I know I've said that I lose more reason on average, but in this case, when my stamina is so greatly different, losing Bath is a heck of a thing, but I didn't know that was going to happen. Moving on. So let me see here. Do I... Yeah, we take teacher. We lost Bath. I'm pretty sure we lost Bath. Please don't tell me I just skipped out on it. Good. We have Fetid Fume. We don't have Fetid Fumes, but I usually would want to wait for Hot Bath if I have character-specific perks as Ico. Otherwise, we just keep strolling on and the empty bottle becomes 4 damage to throw. So I gain 2 funds to lose 2 funds. Thank you for giving me that letter, by the way, mysterious in-game person, just to have me pay your bills, so... I'm pretty sure I just want to take the reason hit here, right? Because Insomnia... You're basically trying to weigh, do I take 3 reason now, or do I take 2 reason at the end of every mystery? So yeah. I might have gotten my math wrong. I'm thinking. My brain is a little burnt out from what happened in the last few runs. But in any case, we should still be okay. I can also opt to handcuff the encounter here as I roll an 8+1 on dexterity, but I don't think I'll need to. I will be losing Doom as a result of it, but we should be just fine. Taking notes part, yeah. And yeah, in a way, World, you are literally, what do you want to say? Thumbtack? You're literally pinning mysteries onto a board, so, I mean, you could treat it as more a detective experience. Also, grabbing the bottle of sludge allows the bottle to do more damage. 7, specifically, if I'm remembering correctly. Does that break a threshold? Yes, if this encounter takes bonus damage. But I don't know that, and we're only taking 1 stamina damage right now because Aiko's plush toy is so good on Harbinger. Unfortunately, we're barely off. So we're going to roll on 65% because that's still better than dodging at 50%. Unless it's not, let me know. But let me just censor this really quickly as we proceed to probably brace into attack the school because Aiko is Aiko and Aiko's so good at it. At the same time, we're only taking 2 Doom damage, so never mind. Scratch that idea. We deal 9 damage because it's not dealing 7 damage. And then we brace here, that way we lose less Doom damage. You get what I mean? Also, if the portal grows bigger, I think that's your cue to brace, because otherwise you take badly bleeding. But then we defeat the school here. And let me make sure to get rid of the sensor before we level up quickly, question mark. Never mind, we're on all perks, but we did get an Aiko perk. It just wasn't the one I wanted. Take strength, question mark? Into hospital. Into more things. Yeah, we do have strength, for sure, so it would be good for me to build strength if I can. Healing reason would have also been understandable because I lost Beth. Don't fault anyone who takes notes you used to while learning the game. Feel the hours should rely on me. Yeah, so at that point, it's not player pride, but if you want to improve on your basically ability to memorize things as a human being, yeah, I treat it the same way for myself anyway. I'm not really trying to dunk on anyone, for lack of a better phrase, for writing notes down, because that would be the way to go. And there are associated skill sets with doing that. Obviously, for any other game, you could do that as well, but it also has an effect on World of Horror. Nice 12 roll. Oh no, the plush toy lowered my luck by 2. Whatever shall I do? Rolls 12. I don't think out of funds can even reach me in this mystery. I've yet to run into it, but I swear. Anywho, moving on. Do we have a curse? Maybe if we run into insomnia. But anywho, let's not lose. Do we actually maybe die here? Question mark. No, we have the plush toy. We have a stuffed toy and Aiko's plush toy. So Aiko's just become the thing. Anywho. Will it matter? Let's find out. Because I'm pretty sure I still do 4 damage here. I do. And I lose for a reason. Because plush toy. I could also throw the bottle of sludge, but it doesn't really do anything for it. Yes, it can if I choose to. Let's just open the possibilities here. And assuming this does 7 damage, I throw this, I dodge, and then I try to sever. But, 1, I have to pass it. Well, basically I have to pass a 50%. Unless it's not 50%. I'll always say that because I could just be wrong and the developer could have just been trolling everyone. When the developer mentioned that it was 40% 1 or 2 years ago, and then a patch or an update increased the odds by 10%. That's where I'm getting 50% from. But anywho. And that's where everyone is getting it from. This would have been great earlier. Unfortunately, I really should be healing Reason here. I'm going to heal Reason here. Now that I look at it. So yeah. By the way, to answer something that I've seen before, yes, I do have memberships. You're not forced to do it. It would help me out longer term, but obviously in the short term, things are up to me, aside from other things I need to work on. Oh, buddy boy. Let's just take the Doom hit here. Barely didn't pass that check, but so be it. And away I go. I could brace here, right? Like, that's just the option available for me. Do I get this? 80%. That would help me save on turns, so we're gonna go for it. And I think I can do this. I get close. I get really close. 64%. Do I want to gamble on this? No. So, the whole reason I did that was to try and save a turn, but I just ended up backpedaling on myself. Oh my goodness, I hear my voice. Hold on. Woo! Yeah. Actually, I was about to think. Oh, that's a thing. I do have one. I still need to work on the emote slot, but emote slot that's open. But yeah, I really need to get to work on that, among other things. That will come. That's medium priority next to other things I'm doing. And boy, will it look like I'm going out of my mind in a week or so, depending on what happens. So the reason why you don't steal the gun for 10 billion is an event that I think is one of the handful of events you should remember. Escaping is supposed to give you reason, although if your threat level's high, it's essentially just a free event. Check wounds is for experience, which is my preferred option. And steal the gun, you lose 3 reason for a police revolver and bullets. But you lose 3 reason, so hence why I take 15 experience instead. I'm chalking my hands as if it matters. That being said, do I one-shot this guy? I think that I have to take a risk. 35 power, it seems like I do. Yeah, I definitely do. 95-65. If you feel lucky, you can do that. Otherwise, here I am doing brace. Into prep attack, into desperate action, prep strong, because his damage doubles. And if I try to brace, I take 3 stamina. So let's not do that. I should also grab funds to avoid out of funds, and I think I still skip out on this guy. Yeah, so 1 to 6 bullets, that seems to be the thing. Oh my goodness. Am I dead here if I take this? I don't remember my threat level, so I'm gonna actually, quote-unquote, fight this on purpose. I guess here we use the sludge. This is where it makes a difference. So, 8 damage, sorry. My mistake. But it does 8 damage, but the important part is it allows me to 2-turn this encounter. I might be able to brace, actually. I can. So let's save on that. So we perfectly get to brace and save on resources guaranteed while getting corpse dust, so oh no, my luck falls further. And then we can also heal reason while doing a thing. You know, funny enough, I'm going to take signed contract. Not that Arcane Grasp or Fast Hands were that much better, but because just in case I get pickpocketed looking for ramen. Yeah. So essentially this burn costs about 3 doom, unless you go into the doctor's office and spend funds, which is probably what I'm going to do, so I can grab painkillers as well. I mentioned it before, but the doctor's office is 2 doom for 2 stamina, but if you have, say, funds to spend and injuries to heal, then you essentially get more bang for your doom buck, if that makes any sense. So here I am, doing that. Of course, if it turns into Hasty Aid into Cut Artery, then that's something different, but we're hoping that never happens, so... No, apparently you cannot die from 0 statting luck. That's something I tested out in a previous stream. And I'm pretty sure you can't die to negative luck as well. What do I want to do here? 16? Ooh, I need a bit more. Do I just want to go out of my mind here? I probably should. Yeah, I should. So, I don't even need to desperate action. I could just do this again, but to just be certain, we're gonna do it. My immediate worry is that we die to reason. 64% doom. We don't have fetid fumes, right? So I should probably rest twice. Some people might be comfortable with 5 reason. I like going a bit higher. But if I were to advise someone, just rest until you have at least 5 stamina or reason and above, and you should be just fine. A charisma check here would be great. Unfortunately, unless our name was Mizuki running ally attack, we were not passing that check, so... Hey. Yeah, Zictast also doesn't affect luck, for whatever that matters. Because all your other stats are being blasted. But if you care about luck, yes. At least Zictast doesn't affect luck. I'm pretty sure? Am I going crazy? But anywho. I mean, that's the thing we have to be thankful for, right? Because I guess one of the balancing factors, if I were to try to speak for the developer, is that you can't see luck. So I'm struggling in real life as I say, that's our consolation prize, question mark? Also keeping in mind that we're on Cthulhu, so let's monument once and move on. We have the heavy-duty flashlight, so we shouldn't be losing more than a thing. And I did forget what I lost if I failed there. Thankfully, we got out. Price hike doesn't matter. Now, if we had Hiroyuki, was it Hiroyuki, who trades funds for a possibility of lowering Doom? We could spend our funds here, because at this point, all your fund is a dead stat. I guess we'll call it a stat. I forgot my second encounter, but Doom-wise, we're hunky-dory. Hunky-dory? Is that the correct phrase? Where did that phrase originate from? Anywho. We lose 3 stamina. We lose 6 stamina unless we level up into our strength, which I probably should do that. We don't even have a charisma check. Heck, we don't even have the 6th floor, so I should be able to just stride up these steps. But just to be certain, let's do the math. Although 73% Doom here, there's no way I die. There's literally no way I promise you, there's no way I die. Anywho. Yeah, I completely forgot. Of thinking. It's definitely, well, depends on what I did first. Why am I forgetting? I did nails first, right? So question mark Kabuki killer? Nope. Moving onward. Also keeping an eye on, wait, did we take discipline? We did take discipline. Anywho. Takushi-san, can you get out of the way, please? I need to do a thing. I'm still going to play it safe with you and do this, but I need to do a thing. I need to do a thing. My D's are turning into T's. That won't stop me from streaming from 2 hours minimum, but hey. And I would like to normally go for 3 hours or more, but hey. So we did teacher second because recluse is recluse. And away I go. So hey, we did Cthulhu. And I think we have one more run for this stream set up. Let me just make sure, because I don't want to go crazy. And I hope everyone's at least reinforced something to remember during the stream. Otherwise, you're watching me try to do my best to survive. As we get Herald 7th Curse character exclusive Koji. Well, we do get a weapon immediately. Herald, however... I mean, Koji... Technically, if we're looking at town effects, because we could get Blood Moon, but camera also lowers power by 10. Which is more than what other characters can do, because they just have to eat the Blood Moon. Accuracy, decrease. Dexterity, knowledge, strength. Every single stat check. And then second mystery. And maybe a light check. Which unfortunately, Koji can't just keep clicking his camera and providing himself a light source. Because he doesn't want to lose his film rolls, I guess. I don't know, I'm just coming up with something as I go through the motions here. And yeah, the Koji, we'll call it just the Koji Mizuki update really helped the two out. And if it wasn't for both of them, then both characters were recently buffed close together. As we have nails, sailors, teacher, botanist, arms. Oh boy. As much as I'd like to take, we're on Herald though. Which could result in an early roads, or a higher chance of roads closed appearing earlier in the rung, among other detrimental effects. That being said, we are on 7th Curse, so we don't have to spend as much Doom buying a weapon. So, two possibilities. I take botanist, nails, teacher into arms, sailors, and hope arms is timeline A. Alternatively, I could do nails, teacher, arms, and then botanist, sailors, but that opens me up to roads closed. Again, you have the choice as to what RNG you want to deal with the player, and I think it still counts as strategy. It's not complete RNG. Alternatively, some people might just do sailors first and just go the whole way grabbing a torch so they don't have to spend their funds. Or if you enable dog shop, say you get the compass, then you get the torch through occult shop shenanigans. Or not occult shop, history club shenanigans. But I am personally going to do Botanist Nails Teacher and hope Arms is not on Timeline B. If Arms is Timeline B, then the thought is I'm prepared enough to fight the boss there. 7 knowledge. Yes, you are hearing bowls and plates in the background. I should really... Yeah, anywho. It gets hungry around here, that's all I'll say. But anywho. Film roll. Yeah, film roll does have its use. I think I might as well open it up for funds regardless. Also, I didn't grab a weapon. Thankfully, didn't get punished. But when you have funds at the end of the run, then you burn all the funds. So that's film roll's, not specific, but that's its, in my opinion, best use case. It is 2 funds, but anywho. That being said, because we're on... Why did I get so much Doom? Anywho. Nonetheless, we want a better weapon. Heavy-duty flashlight will have to do. On Koji, it's a pretty good weapon anyway, but... Obviously, I have a bias towards Monkey Wrench. That damage increase really does a number. Also, Forest and Village. So, we do have Botanist right now. Where else are we going into the forest? Funny enough, not much, but at the same time... Village is our other high max threat level location. So what we're really looking for is a high threat level in Hospital, yes, for Nails. But unless we had Coma and or Ward to go along with it, that's not... Those are not enough... That is, or those are? What's the correct grammar? Anywho, you get what I mean. That's not enough investigations to warrant me putting the police patrol in the hospital, as opposed to the forest, where we could be stuck there for... 7 investigations. 7 investigations? 5 investigations? Let's see. Let's find out, actually. Why am I going crazy? So yeah, camera does decrease power from the enemy. Or something else. Does decrease power, but you don't get more hit percent. Yeah. I thought it does. Unless that was a recently fixed bug. Do I just want to go out of my mind and grab allies? No, I don't. So yeah, as I said, I could just end up visiting the forest 8 times. I'm pretty sure it's not at max. Okay, good. Because the thing was going crazy. The threat bar here was going crazy. Person likes small cano, but can get it less consistently due to downtown locations being hotly contested. Yeah, that's the thing. For me, it's vending machine, but obviously police station is near enough a gimme on Harbinger. Unless you want to really take the thing. So here's the thing. Yes... As well, actually, my problem with flashbacks is you get double flashbacks as Ayaka. Here, obviously, I have control, whether or not I decrease Doom. Now, some events you can react to, but if you choose a choice and it says you get a curse, it'll immediately give you that curse. Do I want to gamble with that? Yes, because the odds of me getting a curse are a lot lower, and then getting flashbacks there is, again, let's calculate. Because I think we near enough have 20, so I want to just do it again, just out of curiosity. There's a 0.25% chance of me getting double flashbacks, essentially. Also, why am I taking so much gosh dang damage? It's because I'm fighting the Snoo monster, that's why. I still do this, you know what, funny enough, because odds are I hit at least one of these. And then we just proceed to guarantee this encounter. Now, obviously, there are better or more optimal things I could do if RNG allows, but RNG is not a thing we have fun with on this channel. Yippee-ki-yo. And that's why some people might argue against camera anyway, if you have a better, quote-unquote, better slot C item, slot B item, because there, I wouldn't want to gamble on a 50-60-ish% chance anyway. Oh yeah, flashbacks, coughing blood. So actually, let me correct myself. There's a higher chance of me dying to 0 statting on dexterity. But anywho. So we're taking a bunch of doom damage here. That's the moral of my current story. Now, whether we die to dexterity being zeroed... I think... Does dexterity have the most status effects that can decrease it? Because there's also broken bone. Katak bites you, but that's specifically to Katak. But if we're trying to count the number of curses and things... As we get price hike time skip. Yeah, it has to be dexterity, right? Now, overall the biggest amount of numbers, and that depends on RNG as well, giving you curses. Like if you get 3 stacks of brain damage, obviously you're going to feel the knowledge drain, but flashbacks on Zektask basically is going to be a phobia for me. Anywho, moving on to nails. Police vending because... Yeah, so again, do what you want for downtown stuff. Police station is pretty much near a gimme, and I wouldn't really argue if people do a cult shop for a tainted violin, dog shop for a compass or cheaper cigarettes if you roll badly, because dog shop has some good option select if you A, choose to do the strat, or B, naturally come onto funds. So I understand. But Katak Bites, yeah, Katak Bites are a heck of a thing. They proc into infected wound immediately on the next investigation, or they wait for like 10 or never. But hey, boy, would I like to have a sewing kit. Also another mainly source of stamina healing. Yes, with the black hair, it heals reason as well, but that's RNG, unless you're purposely fishing for it. Again, although you are railroaded into main investigations, you can say grind the hospital for the doll nurse, if you so choose. Although the counter argument is, Jordan, you don't really do that yourself, and I would say, yeah, you right. Anywho, for all intents and purposes, I should increase my dexterity out of fear of my own pain, but seems like that's not going to happen. So hey. And then... Dewey? Yeah, might as well. I forgot what he does exactly. Why did I forget what damage? I have to be like, yeah, stamina, so... I probably do want to handcuff this guy. The question is, do I get to do so in 2 turns? 8. Do I have to take a risk? I need 9 knowledge to prep attack with a heavy-duty flashlight. Now, that threshold drops to 8, which is more manageable if random item stats were turned on and it fluctuated downward, but obviously that's not the case. I can also opt to throw the camera, but I don't want to do that either. So instead we have a 95% chance. Question mark. I put all this into strength. I could also do this as well. This is my preferred option because per point of stamina lost, I usually get more. And we get bonus damage, that's right. Blunt, blunt, blunt. So, still haven't changed the description of fast hand. Yeah, so, I mean, I understand that's a lot to put in the description. At the same time, it's kind of important. So, actually, I could do a thing. Let me think about this now, and this will result in me at least buying, if nothing else, buying more time until the end of the stream so that I don't have oddly fixed time. But say I get close enough to throw something, like the bottle of water, which I might as well drink now. Unfortunately, I don't think improvise, I'm pretty sure off the top of my head, it doesn't scale off anything. It's always a 120 time unit action, which is why you can't normally combine with anything. Otherwise, what I would do is, quote-unquote, defeat the encounter. So basically what I'm thinking is, what would I have to do, and what would I gain and lose by putting him at 12 HP, and then doing improvise into a handcuff turn? I don't even have fast hands. Oh, I do have fast hands. Why am I going crazy? Unfortunately, because I'm taking 2 or 3 stamina damage, it's not worth it to grind improvise items to throw. And I don't even have... If I had improvise, I might be able to do a thing. Unfortunately, I don't. Because then I could definitely throw the empty bottle and the camera. Let's find out, actually. Oh, I can't do that. Never mind. I think we're just gonna... It's not guaranteed, but let's find out if we hit this first. So... That's not even fast enough. I was going to try to go for improvised strong attack, but even that's not enough. Well, it is now, actually. The question is, do I want to take this gamble? 75%. We do. So the reason why you do that, and you can combine this with spell use as well. Like if you want to defeat something with a spell, I mean, it depends on the spell being used, obviously. But say you have a Dotemu Flame, essentially you're trading 1 stamina, 1 reason, and 2 doom for potentially whatever you improvise during the turn. So yeah. For better or worse, though, we lost Bat, so maybe I should have thrown the empty bottle. But if nothing else, we have more ammunition for future events. Or future enemies, sorry. So away we go. And into Teacher I go, I think. I should have enough strength to brace... Or I should be fast enough to brace attack the school, is what I'm trying to say. I could use funds here, but let's try to be more consistent. Question mark. So yeah. Just checking my stream to make sure everything's okay. 4 Doom, 48% Doom, moving into our 3rd mystery. We're okay for now, but we'll see. As I run into something I really don't want to fight, but I think I have to. This gives me a steak knife. I'm calculating. I'm pretty sure if you 2-turn this encounter, it's worth it. Is it worth it if I 3-turn it? 4 stamina, 3 reason for a steak knife. I want to say the answer is no. But I'm also fighting the school later on. I'm thinking... 8 damage. I can't even one-shot this. Well, I can't one-shot an enemy, because items that you throw only hit enemy A. Unless I go out of my mind and try to attack... Unless I want to do this and take a pretty much a 50-50. It's probably worse than 50-50, but you get what I mean. So, 94-74. Do I believe... in the 68-69%. Because then I'd be losing 6 stamina if I brace. Maybe? And I do have a sewing kit. And I don't care about my charisma, is what I'm thinking. I don't need to think this long. I mean, I could have just also run away. But I think we're going to do this and hope. 60-something%. Okay, good. And then we lose 4 stamina. We'll do this for now. I could take more chances, but instead, I think the empty bottle is a waste. It is a waste. I should have carried a branch with me. But on the flip side of that, if I didn't carry 2 empty bottles and something's threshold for defeating it in a turn sooner would have been broken with 8 damage, so be it. So we're going to do this. And then throw the empty bottle. Use the sewing kit, because I'll keep my desperate action as long as it's queued up. And then we grab a steak knife for our trouble. And then we move on. Hospital is at max threat level. Doesn't matter. Let's find out. Love how higher difficulty turns into a math game. Having yeah, so if you like playing with numbers, if nothing else, hey, is Harbinger difficulty waiting for you on top of memorizing everything? Because again, you could be playing Harbinger on... Oh my goodness, do I really die here for this hot garbage? I should have rested. Why did I not rest? But anywho, let me complete the thought as I end this here. I guess the last 7 minutes, so hey, I won't take up much more of your time. We're reset here, but pretty sure I don't have anything else. What a shame. But yeah, if you work with custom events, custom characters, and mysteries and whatnot, then your Harbinger experience changes less from well, it can still be memorization, but it can make your experience more interesting. Even in terms of if you want things to do more doom damage, more stamina damage, then you can play with custom events and whatnot. But here we are. So I guess I'll just, you know what we'll do? We'll turn this into a Zatsudan stream, right? For the last 6 minutes-ish, just in case anyone has questions. But anywho. Dex is the most quote-unquote penalized stat, especially since the only quote-unquote end of current mystery injury curse for it is hangover. Yeah, so again, I don't know for sure the theoretical part of it all, but at least to me, at minimum, it feels like dexterity and reason are things I get hit with the most. Whether that's because of RNG or actually because the odds are stacked against me in that way. Boof. But in any case, just making sure we're playing with everything. But otherwise, you know, I'll say this much before anything ends, but if you want to support me long-term, subscribing would also be the free way to help out. Memberships are open for $3, $2.99 USD, and that's the only thing. You get emotes and fun stuff, but otherwise, that's the last I'll say about that. And yeah, we'll just say, because I'm thinking, yeah, we can go over other strategies, because I have yet to run to Zektask or Azal, and that will be a heck of a thing when Quick Play comes around. But probably on Wednesdays and normal Mondays will be videos instead. Now, what kinds of videos those will be is undecided, but we'll see, because on weekends, the streams will probably be most of the watch time. So while you don't like Zektask Azal annoying, Azal is annoying too, especially the item experience. Yeah, because the item curse you can kind of try to control. It's the experience one that really hurts, and depending on your RNG funds, because even though yes you can throw away funds to Azal, that means you have usually 0 funds unless you're willing to gamble with 2% Doom per 1 fund, which is a thing. So I personally like to leave myself at 0 funds, so I don't take any Doom and try to sell an item. But again, you'd have to think about your number. Again, World of Horror at least has enough strategy for you to deal with at that point. Now, strategy being centered around RNG, whether for your benefit or to the game's difficulty, is a whole other argument or debate. But that doesn't remove the fact that you can approach the game from several different ways, I guess. I was going to say something different, but several different ways, and the game can turn out differently. So at the same time, the counter a counter argument would be, well, the game is just big RNG anyways. But at that point, shrug. At the same time, that doesn't remove the fact that you can immerse yourself enough. Again, I won't say exactly what it is because I haven't tested it out and don't know how fun it could be. But at least allowing people to make custom mysteries, events, and characters allows more immersion than some might think. Now, some players don't like being immersed, don't like that way of immersion, but all I can say is, at least World of Horror, again, it's a less than $20 game, and if nothing else, it can provide a blank slate for a personal experience that you can enjoy if you decide to personalize that experience in your way. Like, even just maining Kyrie and playing with spells primarily is a way you can immerse yourself, or you like to play with Ayaka and go for as many curses as possible. Even playing the consistent Harbinger strat with Hardware Store and whatnot, playing on Harbinger or playing on Cultist and just setting up your own challenges to play on Cultist and True Believer. Heck, I've done that on True Believer a lot, but with Harbinger I've done it less, obviously, because after a certain point, you get things like, I think Ghost Town, the Ghost Town challenge is the biggest offender, but you're basically hoping for RNG, whether through the Dahlner's Burning Man, whether through Katana, whether through grabbing an OP spell, because your options are much more limited through the Ghost Town challenge. And on top of having Seventh Curse obviously rips away most of Mizuki's not, what's the word I want to say? Not her agency, but her strategy as a character. Okay, as well as forces players to focus on the game, which is objectively also true. There is some fact to that, because if you're not paying attention, if you try to force, say, a high stat in Zektask run, but you die at 63 or 84% Doom because of a lower stat, then yeah. The only consistent thing this game has is Police Station, -2 reason, and bugs. That's objectively true as well. And then Zektast is Zektast. I think Zektast would still be, because Azal, you do have some control, but Zektast is complete RNG because Zektast events cannot be... I wouldn't allow the player to force certain Zektast events. If that option were given to us, I would ask for us to force an event, but not let us choose. Otherwise, increasing the odds, or at least guaranteeing somehow either an event per 1 or 2 mysteries or something other. Again, it's a really delicate balance because it does give you quite a lot of stats, and if it's the correct stat, well, even then though. Yeah, I'd have to think about that. Again, my preferred change, because usually if I'm going to give an opinion, criticize, comment, or question decisions, I usually want to give a solution, even if it's very bad, to at least get our brain juices flowing. But as we come to the end of the stream, my solution would be to add Zektas events that increase stats by 1, but still hurt you in some way, like +1 or 2 Doom, -1 Reason, -1 Stamina. You get what I mean. But, anywho, we'll see. Zektas to get a unique status like Cthulhu that helps a bit. Again, there are a bunch of other things, and the suggestions channel in the official World of Horror server is open. In fact, I'm pretty sure, I haven't checked too closely, but I'm pretty sure Panstaz has employed or used the suggestions made in that channel. Now, whether it's a good one is based on the person giving the suggestion doing enough homework to know either the balance of the game or the fun of the game. Because I think that's also where Yumiko came from. But anywho. So yeah, without further ado, I won't take up much more of your time. If you had fun this stream, I'm glad you've had fun in the stream. If you've learned anything, I'm glad for that as well. If you want to support me long-term, subscribing to the channel would help out the most for those who are not subscribed. For obvious reasons. Even if you just hit it and don't watch any other video, I'd be grateful for that. But I'm also grateful and much humbled by people who watch the videos as well. So, without further ado, I'd like to thank everyone for coming to the stream, for coming to watch. I'll also say so in the chat really quickly. But for anyone watching in the future, I also thank you for watching as well. But without further ado, that should be the end of the stream. I'll leave it there. If you have any... Sorry, this will be goodbye, because I cut myself off. So thank you. Bye. I'll see you later, hopefully.